Welcome to episode 2 of 5-Minute Serverless-First. In this episode, we are going to be looking at a demonstration of how you can scale a serverless application. Before I jump into the demo, let us very quickly go over the essential qualities of a serverless application. First and foremost, it provides an abstraction that hides the underlying servers and the complexity of operating them. It offers a pay-as-you-go cost model, so you're not doing any reservations. And importantly, there is no charge for an idle state. Finally, you can automatically, rapidly scale your application to almost unlimited resources. Of course, resources imposed by the cloud provider, and these max limits are going up all the time. Let us look at a quick demonstration of how we can realize these attributes. I'm going to go over to the Azure portal, and I have a function app. And let me go into the functions. I have a number of functions. I want to go into the async trigger. I have this open here just to save us some time. Async trigger is a very standard HTTP trigger-based function written in C# script. And you will notice here that I've done something additional here. For example, I'm allocating additional memory, as you will see later. The consumption model, we pay by the memory used. So I'm causing that to happen here. I'm also forking off some threads, making those threads sleep, once again to add variability to this example. So I have a function app. Inside that, I have a function. Let's just go ahead and call that function using Visual Studio Code. You may be familiar with this REST API client, very convenient to use. All you do is create a file with an extension HTTP, and then you fire off a send request. So it looks like our send request succeeded, so we know this function is working. And now let's go back to our portal, and let's look at our app inside dashboard. And looks like we have right now one server that is serving the request that we just sent to it. Let me go back to the function app here, and let me go down here to the scaling option. If I go further down, scale out. And right now we have set a maximum limit of 50 servers here. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to use a service like loader.io to send a lot of load into our application. So let me bring that up here. Right here is loader.io, and I've gone in and provided the endpoint for my function, which is that HTTP trigger that I showed you earlier. Let's go ahead and run this test. And this test is designed to send 1,000 requests in a 1-minute test. So it's going to pound our function app. And as you can see, we're beginning to get additional requests here. And as we go through, looks like we've completed about 114 requests, and we are about less than halfway mark. And the test is designed so that we can complete about 1,000 requests in this 1-minute load test. So while this is going on, let us go back to the portal here. Let's go back to the App Insight dashboard. And you will see right now the server is 1. And as I keep refreshing this, you will see the number of servers is already 3. And then it will keep going up as much as is needed to support the incoming request generated by the load test. So while this is coming up, you can see the number of servers is rising. As I said earlier in the last video, this scale out is seamless. And it is instantaneous. We could not have done that using the PaaS layer. The final point I will make is, let's go back to our function app, and let's go to the overview. And here you can see this is the amount of memory that we are consuming. And what it does is it samples the working set of our application, figures out what memory it was consumed. And then if I go into the calculation here, this is how much you are paying. So it is this value gigabits per second. And of course, Microsoft gives you 400,000 gigabits per second per month free. Also, The number of executions, if I go further up here, we have 962 executions. In fact, that is not going to cost us anything because we have 1 million executions free. So to end this video, we were able to seamlessly scale. We only paid a very small amount. You can see how much was the execution time and total number of executions. And then if I go back to the dashboard once again, we have reached up to 13 servers. And if this load test is now over, you will see that number of servers begin to fall rapidly. Thank you for watching.